Hello, Schmier. Great to see you. Happy to be back from Greece.
Yeah, Greece was fantastic. We have a long old bond with Greece since the 80s. The first time we came to Greece was very special. And also, those Greek shows were the last shows before Destruction split up. So,
Mhm.
so the Greek shows were the last shows we played in the 80s before our breakup, basically. So, those shows were always on my head and they were very special. And when we came back for the reunion in the year 99, the first shows we ever played were in Greece, actually. So the circle was closing. We stopped for a while in Greece, and then we came back and we started in Greece again. And since then we had a lot of great shows in Greece. And then there was, of course, the crisis, and then there was COVID, and then we couldn't go to Greece for a while, and I missed it. And so it was great to come back now. And the comeback was fantastic. It was sold out. Gagarin, the club. It's
Oh,
it's a
yes,
cult
yes.
place, and the atmosphere was boiling. People were very happy. We were very happy. It was legendary show.
Who is not happy with good thrash, man? Who is?
Also, yeah, I have to say Thessaloniki was great too, though. It was almost as packed. It was not sold out. It was really packed too, and it was a great show too. So
Great. I still remember when you guys did I think it was Destruction Tankard Creator,
it was a Sodom Creator, no?
Sodom Creator. Yeah.
Destruction Sodom Creator. Oh yeah, that was a good one. It was this club that never was built, was never finished.
Right,
How,
right.
how was it called? The place I don't remember.
I don't even remember. They had tiles on the floor, and everybody was sleeping. It was mayhem. Good times, man. Good
Good
times.
times. Yeah, good times.
So this is the second record with Martin and Damir in the guitars. So first of all, how the two guitars, what do those bring to the sound of Destruction?
I mean, first of all, now I'm writing the songs with the knowledge. I have two guitarists that want to do it. They can play everything. So when I'm writing, there's no limit. The sky is the limit. I can write crazy shit until they break their fingers and they love it. So and they really want to work together. We have a lot of double leads, guitar duels. We have harmonics, a lot of stuff. There's before. I mean, this is the third album now with two guitars, and before that, I always had to limit myself with the writing. Oh, we cannot do this because live it's gonna sound weird. We only have one guitar live. So for many years, the songwriting was always a little bit limited. So since now 5 years or so, I can all guns blazing. I can shoot all the way. I can demand more guitars. The guys really want to show what they can do, and that adds a next level destruction. Miller from Creator called it next level destruction, and that's what it is basically. It's destruction accelerated, and yeah, if you like good guitars, this album has a lot of them.
Yeah, and there are some melodies there, and that's a good thing too.
Exactly. The melodies break down all the heaviness, all the roughness of the album. It's nice for a change here and there, a little melody, and then the solo gets crazy again. So that's a big plus on this album, I think.
So how much of the energy that you guys got by playing live got into the making of the new record?
Actually, we have also since 3 years, we have this new way of recording that we go in the studio, record the demos, start recording the album, and then we go back on tour. So then this way we maintain the momentum of the live shows into the studio. Because when you go into the studio and we record for 5-6 weeks, you're just in the studio, you go nuts, you're kind of losing it. And when you have live shows in between, you bring all the energy, you bring the fantastic fans with you in your mind to the studio, and you're kind of euphoric about producing this album. And also you connected with the classical songs much better, So I think since we do this way of recording, that we go on tour, we come back, we go in the studio, we go back on tour, we come back to the studio. Since we do this, we have improved a lot in the songwriting and the production. There's more euphoria, there's more fire in the production. And also, we try to make the band sound more like live, more rough, more edgy. This album sounds more edgy. So I think this is the biggest plus that we have learned from the past. Sometimes we went to the studio for weeks and weeks, isolated in the forest in Sweden. And after 5 weeks, you're like, oh my God, everything's upside down. Is this good or is it bad? I can't differ. Also, this way, we started in January, and in summer we were done with the touring and the album. And then it's basically a lot of time has passed. And in those times, you can change a lot,
Right.
You can look back and say, okay, I don't like the solo, let's scrap it. Or I don't like the vocal lines, I do a new chorus, But when you're in the studio for 4 or 5 weeks, it's final, boom, it's over, it's mixed, and then it's done. And this way, we work over several months in little breaks, and we can still change stuff. So we have a result that I now, 6 months later, still love. Because,
that's good, right?
Because usually it's like this. 6 months later, you're like, fuck, I don't like this, I don't like that, and this is actually the best way, the safest way for me to record, because I don't get bored in the studio. I stay euphoric, I bring the live power, and 6 months later, I still love the record.
And you don't get tired by hearing the same songs again and again, right? And
exactly.
Say, I cannot do that anymore, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's important to keep this fire, and we did this the first time on Born to Perish, and it was a good way, and we kind of worked on it. And the difference is this time that Martin was in the boat with the production, and also he was mixing the album, and somehow this brought more of an edgy sound, because he's a great producer and he's in the band. And we tried a lot of different approaches, and because he's so close to us, he kind of put a lot of effort also, and I was driving him a little bit crazy with the production, of course, but he forgave me, and he made the best out of it.
So is it difficult now that the lineup is basically spread all over the world?
I mean, we're all over Europe, so Damir, he's from Switzerland. I live very close to Switzerland. So we're just 45 minutes apart. Our studio is here located in Switzerland also.
Oh, okay.
So half of the band is here, and our basement is here. Also, our rehearsal space is here. Randy lives in Hanover, which is 1 hour by plane, and Martin lives in Brussels, or close to Brussels, Antwerp. So it's also 1 hour away by plane. So we're not so far, but it's of course a little bit more complicated to rehearse. But when we rehearse, we have a lot of fun, because we're excited for it, because we play a lot of shows together. That's also kind of a challenge sometimes, because you're together for a long amount of time. So then it's nice to be separate. And when we come back together, we have a good party. We keep it exciting this way. And I think nowadays it's not a problem, because we're all professionals. We all prepare well. Once we rehearse, the rehearsals go very fast. To get the band tight is usually it's like this. We never played the song before together. We come to the rehearsal, we play it the first time, and we're like, wow, sounds good. That's actually great fun.
The only reason why I ask about people from all around the world, because I was looking where everybody was born. So Randy from Canada, but now,
They all live in Europe, so it's not so far anymore.
So now it makes sense, better sense. So one of the songs that caught my ear was Angst.
Okay, yeah, that's a different one. We just released it as a single also.
I know.
I was a little bit fighting with the label and with everybody, because people were like, "Oh, it's too different. It's not a typical Destruction song." But I exactly like about it that it's not a typical Destruction song. It is very grim. It's very groovy. It has this special feeling, and also the lyrics. I love the lyrics, and at the end, the fans had a very good reaction to it.
Well, I was going to ask you about the lyrics. Have you found a way to conquer angst?
No, I wish.
No,
I wish.
Come on, man.
I wish, because because it's crazy, because we all think, what is anxiety, or what is fear? It's just a thought in your brain. How can it drive you so crazy? I mean, but I just, for my own self, I I know people with panic attacks. I witnessed people with panic attacks. I saw their pulse and their blood pressure going like a bomb, and they was just sitting there, you know.
Right.
And so I just read a lot about it, and I try to understand. And I had my moments also where I had problems with my emotions and my fear also. So I think it's not easy to control, but you have to be aware of it and you have to fight it. And I think for me, the best way to control everything is sports. You know, I try to do a lot of sports for myself. It cleans my mind.
Right.
It powers my body out. And I think when I do sports, I'm much more clean everywhere. Like my whole body, I have less problems to sleep good, you know. And I think good sleep is one of the most important things in life. So I found myself a way. Also, some people do meditation. I do like something 20 minutes of acupressure mat every day, which is it's a little nails, you know, on a mat where you lay down for 20 minutes. And then it's kind of also a meditation for 20 minutes with nice music. You just chill. And this mat is basically spiking your muscles in the back. It's first painful, then it turns really warm, and then it turns really relaxing, you know. And this is also for me like a kind of a meditation I do every day, just to calm down. Because sometimes my day is far too exciting, far too much decisions, far too much pressure. And then, you know, sometimes my blood pressure is also boom. I'm like, fuck, dude, cool down, you know. So I think we all have to find a way. And, you know, I know Miller from Creator, he does yoga, you know. He's a yoga. What's yoga in English? It's the same word, right? Yoga?
No, it's the same word, yeah.
So he does yoga. For me, that's not an option yet, but who knows? You know, I think everything that helps you to chill, to clean your mind is a great thing. And angst is a problem that is there because we're 24 hours available with our phones. We too many hours online. We have all these fear mongers on TV that, you know, spread all this news. Everything is bad. Everything gets worse. The world is in problems, and we are in problems. But and then you go to the internet, and then in the internet it's divide and conquer. People are fighting each other. Everybody has a different opinion. So all this leads, of course, to the angst, and the angst is easy. With angst, you can control the crowd, you know. And
oh yeah, and in fact, this is connected to cyber warfare, right? The lyrics of cyber warfare.
Yeah, cyber warfare was something I wrote after the Ukrainian war started. We had shows in Russia lined up. We had to cancel them. And then our Facebook got attacked by 10,000s of bots, Russian bots.
Wow.
And they posted like whataboutism, you know, they posted like videos and stuff, and Russia didn't start the war, and this is why the war started. And just our Facebook was like slammed with thousands of comments of bots, Russian bots. And we had to erase it, control it for 3 days. We were just doing nothing else than erasing all those comments and blocking the bots. And then I was like questioning myself, like, okay, we're a metal band from Germany, has nothing to do with a political agenda. You know, we're not important. We're not important, but they're attacking us like crazy. How powerful is this cyber army of Russia, or in general? Because the cyber war, you don't see it normally, but we got attacked, and I was like blown away by the impact it had, you know. And that's when I read more about, you know, how cyber warfare works, and you know, the internet is a great tool, but of course it's also a great weapon. And that's how cyber warfare basically became a thing. My brother is also like a Master of Science IT expert, and he says sooner or later the internet has to be restricted. You know, they started in I think in Australia already now.
You mean for kids, right?
For kids, yeah. Also, you know, there's too much extreme porn. There's too much violence, and there's too much hate against each other. Also, you know? And then, you know, half of the news are not true and stuff. It's a complicated thing. You know, it's a great tool. It's great to have the internet, but also where it's going to lead if it divides us as humans, it's not good. You know, and So yeah, so that's basically what a lot of songs are dealing about. Also about, you know, that we lost all the hippiness. You know, the hippies were great because they wanted to unite the world. They wanted to unite us all, and now we're all divided. Just we're more separated than ever before. And I wish for some more happiness and hippiness, you know, in life, but it seems to be far away.
I agree, man. And I'm sure you have sensed that the same thing, experience that in music. Like when a band tries something new, then everybody will attack.
Yeah.
Why? There is no point of doing that. Just stop
Yeah.
listening to that.
I think the mind of people is going like this. Also the internet, of course, you know, hiding behind usernames.
Anonymity, yeah.
It's also, of course, the usual internet troll problem. You know, back in the day, my grandmother always said, if you don't have something good to say, shut the fuck up. You know?
Great.
and the internet is basically the opposite, you know, it's the opposite. So yeah, when did social media become anti-social media? You know, there's a lot of questions here. So yeah, those are topics that I like to write about. You know?
Absolutely. Okay, so we have a movie coming out, The Art of Destruction.
Yeah.
How much work has this project involved?
It was a crazy lot of work because the film team followed us over the last 5 years, basically.
That's annoying, right?
Yeah, it was annoying at times, and also we were in periods where everything was breaking down. You know, there was the moment where basically the lockdown came.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't play anymore. Then Mike left the band. Then we left Nuclear Blast. Then my girlfriend left me at that time, and everything was breaking apart. And we sometimes we're still meeting the camera team, like, hey, what's going on? And you know, but then there's some really cool stuff in the movie that wouldn't have been possible. You know, the drama wouldn't have been possible without this ups and downs, you know. So it's kind of cool that we kind of filmed in those 5 years. And it basically, you know, is a conclusion why are we doing this? What is driving you to be a musician? And fans often see us on stage and they're like, yeah, the band is famous, it's great. But there's a lot of stuff, a lot of struggle behind it, and a lot of questions and a lot of decisions sometimes. Right. And sometimes it can be really difficult and challenging. And the movies are bringing a little bit of the background, the backstage to the fans. And I think it's pretty cool and interesting. And some scenes at the end, I'm like, I don't want to see them, you know, but they're in there. And
right.
The filmmaker's like, don't worry, the fans will understand. I'm like, can you cut that out? He's like, no,
man, no. So I was wondering what drives you to write the lyrics for Greed, because I feel this is from a personal experience.
Yeah, it's a personal experience because sometimes you meet people that are good friends, and then over the years you invest a lot in the friendship, and then they disappoint you, and they maybe they fuck you over or something, and then I'm like, why? You know, all those years of friendship, why is money and power more important to humans than friendship? I don't understand, you know. Also, I recognize that at a certain, and you see this at most people that are rich or super rich and famous, that at a certain point people are just becoming assholes. They're becoming so full of themselves that they kind of they don't remember that you might help them to get into position, or that you were the best friends, and that they maybe came to you to cry every day before when they didn't feel good, you know. But why is the human behavior like this? I don't understand. Why don't you remember the people that made you what you are, you know? Why don't you pay back? Why don't we pay back the people that made us great, that made us? Because, of course, you know, everybody has to fight his own fight, you know, I understand. But, you know, empathy and this kind of, you know, this, yeah, what is the right word for this in English? I don't know. But yeah, I'm missing that a lot of times. And yeah, it's coming from experience that I doing this for 40 years. I'm doing monkey business, music business for 42 years. So I saw it all come and go, and, you know, people become famous, and and friends become weird. And so, yeah, this is of course, from personal experience.
You said 40 years, 40 plus years, and you have a festival in Germany where you will celebrate Infernal Overkill. Is this the only, let's say, celebration you will do? Because you still have a new album coming out.
Yeah. I mean, we have one more in Norway, in Bergen. Also, where we played the 40 years. I think those two is the third one. I'm not sure. I think we're talking about some more, but we wanted to keep them special because, play 3-4 of them maybe in summer or over the year, maybe here and there one is okay, but we have a new album to promote, exactly. So we want to play the new songs live, of course, But this gives us actually the opportunity to have two different set lists, one set list that is especially Infernal Overkill and very old school. And then we will have this set list of the new album, of course, with classics too, but more also focused on the new album. Because now we're just coming back from a 40 years anniversary tour.
Right.
We have a lot of old songs in the set list. And now we can actually refresh the set list a little bit, bring in some different songs and play at least 4 or 5 new ones. And that's going to be nice to do, have a separation there.
Last 2 questions, because I know you are in a tight schedule. May 17th, you come to Milwaukee to play on the festival. The Milwaukee...
We don't know yet, actually, because I just got last night I got the call from our immigration lawyer.
And he says, come on, man.
Yeah, he said Trump is firing all the people, and the immigration process for the artist visa might take much longer than normally and cost double, So we are checking right now. He said it's to make the visas will at least be double expensive, and then we can come, So we're actually on the edge of have to, because we wanted to play actually some shows. We wanted to play New York and Montreal and
Chicago.
Chicago maybe, and there we wanted to play some more shows. Just a handful of shows around Milwaukee. And now it looks like it's all in big question because what Trump does right now, he fires so many people that the whole service of everything is in question, and of course the immigration policy will change, which means the visa policy is also in question at the moment.
Right.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if you're going to come to Milwaukee at the moment. I would love to confirm, but maybe it's not going to happen.
So that means that the North America tour is still on hold. You have to wait for this.
Yeah, we have to wait till this administration has their shit together, basically.
Yeah.
Till everything is clear, because what happened last time when Trump was there, the visas were getting more expensive, like 500 or 1,000 euros more. And if this happens again now, we can't come back. The problem is there's a certain amount of money you can pay for the visas, but if it's 8, 9, 10,000 just for the visas, we're just a metal band. It's not possible. You cannot. Our tickets are not that expensive, and we don't draw like thousands of people. So then it makes no sense to come. So we're just right now waiting and seeing how this will kind of develop. And we would love to come to the States, of course, to play. And we basically have to push back everything a little and wait and see what's happening, basically. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, also Milwaukee, and the week later, there's the other metal fest, right? The in Baltimore.
The Maryland Death Fest.
Maryland Death Fest, Also, I know there's a couple of bands going there without visas, but we don't do that, So, also both festivals, I wonder how they're gonna. If this all really the trouble comes true now with the visa, that's going to be interesting.
Yes.
Let's hope it's not as bad, because I mean art is something that should be supported, and America was always a great country of rock and roll, and the visas always were expensive, but actually the immigration process was always cool. People were very friendly at the embassies and stuff, But now we don't know. We will see.
Honestly, I hope sometime we'll see the 4 big Teutonic thrash metal bands again here in the States.
Yeah,
But
it seems like an impossible dream.
I know, man. I know. I just had to ask to say
we're
that.
we're talking about it in the movie also, because when we started the movie, the dream was big, and we played this summer together, last summer together, first time in many years, and it was actually sold out show, 6,000, 7,000 people, sold out in 3 days, but not everybody was happy after the show, and then there was a lot of questions and a lot of problems, and now it seems that especially two of the bands don't get along so well. And
yeah, let's remain romantic at least.
Yeah, let's
dream about it,
because I still believe we can do it. I know the fans want it, we want it, and put your egos aside and let's fucking do it. I think the fans deserve this tour. So hopefully,
yes.
time will solve the problem and we still can do it. The thing is, we're not getting younger. That's my problem. I see we're not getting younger. In 5 years, who knows what's in 5 years? So let's do it soon.
Absolutely. Schmier, thank you very much. Have safe travels, great tours, and hopefully we'll see Destruction here in the US.
Thank you. I said I would pray for it, but I'm not praying. But but yeah, we love the States.
Think positively.
we really want to come back. So hopefully Mr. Trump was not going to make it too complicated for us, and we can come back sooner or later this year.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.